Candela, hypnotherapist, transformation coach, and a spiritual teacher. You're about to listen to a recording of one of my regression sessions. If you enjoy the content on my channel, please consider subscribing. And if you click on the bell, it will inform you of any of my future postings. Also, leave a comment and click like, because that helps to bring this kind of content to more viewers. I hope you enjoy the recording, and I hope to see you again in my future videos. Hi again. So I wanted to do something different for this video. I wanted to introduce it, which I usually don't do. And the reason I wanted to introduce it is because it is somewhat different from my other sessions. So the first thing is the client came in and said that a number of psychics told her that she had a curse put on her. If I remember correctly, they told her that this curse comes from a past life. That's the reason she came in for past life regression, to find out what the curse was and to remove it. So that in itself is unusual, because I had never prior to her had anyone who came in with that specific question and specifically searching for something that's potentially quite negative. Now, the second thing about this session is that the recording you're about to hear is a compilation of actually 2 sessions, because we ended up meeting twice. So the full length of the recording was 4 hours, which is condensed now to about 1 hour and 20 minutes. The other thing that is unusual about the regression is that it was very non-linear. So in a typical regression, in the 4-hour session, when we have time to visit more than one life, the way we go through it is very linearly. We go through one life, we complete it, we transition to the next one, we go and complete the second life, and then we transition, and if we have time, we go and complete a third life. In this regression, everything was happening almost at the same time. Now, it wasn't that she was in both lives within the same sentence, but she would jump around a lot. She would be in one life and then immediately afterwards jump into another life. And we were also repeating, we were revisiting the same lives over and over and gaining new information with every visit. So I actually used an analogy later on in the session of a spiral, and I really felt that we were looking at her life experiences sort of from above of a spiral. And so when you look at a spiral, you can see all of the rungs of it, the whole timeline of it at the same time. But as you go through it, it almost like you keep repeating the same information, but at a higher level each time. And so I think we have gone through the same 2 lives probably 3 times. She initiated the jumps. To say the least, it was very confusing at the beginning. I was just trying to catch up and kind of figure out what was going on. And she used the phrase that it's like pieces of a puzzle. It really felt like it. It was just some disconnected things that were coming together. And as we were putting them together, it started coming together as a storyline, and it began to make sense. Now, eventually, we kind of were able to put together a timeline, or a storyline, I should say, of 2 lives that were connected, that have impacted her current life. But just the process of going through it was kind of interesting, and I thought it might be confusing to people when they first listened to it. So I wanted to give you kind of an introduction to what to expect. Now, another interesting thing was that, of course, I serve as a guide to my clients. So I direct them, I offer questions to them, I direct them to look for information, and they always come back and they tell me either what the information is, or they may say, I don't know, or I can't see, I can't hear, I have no clue. Either potential is perfectly fine with me. But In this session, something new happened, something that I had not experienced before. Towards the end of the first session, we identified a potential person who could have put that potential curse on my client. And so I directed her to have a conversation with this person, which I typically do in regressions. I engage people in conversations with characters of that story. And so I asked her to tell us what it was about or why she did it or something like that. And I expected, I expected an answer, but what I got back was, I will not tell you. If I tell you, you will know and you will be free, but I will never make you free. And so, to be honest, I was really spooked because I'm not used to that character in the story saying no. Now, she was saying no to the client, but basically the answer to me was, I will not give you that information. And there was a part of me that felt, oh no, you will not be saying no to me. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. And so this is where the session actually ended, and we decided to proceed and get to the bottom of this, which we did. So that was interesting and unusual. Another thing that I actually want to apologize, there is a use of the word gypsy in the video. I know that's an offensive term now, and the proper term is Roma. Now, in the time frame and the lifetime that we were in, the word gypsy would have been used. So we went with that term, and I didn't want to interrupt the flow, and so we used that term throughout the video. So I am really sorry. I hope it doesn't offend people, but that was an appropriate term within that time frame. So I think those are all my kind of introductory notes to the video. I hope you enjoy it, and leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me the very first impressions that you get as you reach the surface.
There's some kind of big building, like a castle. It's like a dull brown. One of those big estates or manors that you would see, I guess, in England. I don't know.
How far away are you?
Maybe 20 feet.
Okay. And I'd like you to look down at your feet and tell me what you notice wearing on your feet.
I can't see me.
Okay. So just become aware of what is around you.
It's weird. It's like I can sense the castle's there, but then everything goes pitch black. I can't see anything.
Okay. We're just going to rewind a little bit. And I want you to be guided to a time and a place when you could see. As I count to 3, you're going to find yourself back in that time. 1, 2, and 3. And tell me what your experience is.
I can't see anything.
And it's all right. So you will simply sense things. And it's going to be all right. Take a deep breath. Allow that oxygen to flow all through your body. You're safe. Tell me what you're experiencing.
Can't see anything.
It's okay. You don't need to see anything. What are you feeling?
Just sad.
And stay with that feeling. Allow it to take you to a greater awareness. Is the castle still there?
In my awareness.
Good. Stay with that. You're not going to rely on your eyes. I want you to become aware of what you know about your surroundings?
I don't know, male voices, yelling.
Just relax into that, and you will become more comfortable with information coming through other senses.
Get down, get down. Some guy's yelling, get down. I don't know what that means. Maybe there's a war, maybe there's fighting, I don't know. I can't see.
It's okay. Now you're going to just rely on other senses. Touch your body and become aware of what you're wearing.
Army attire. It's that green fabric stuff. It's not camo, it's just green.
Are you in a male or female body?
I think I'm male.
Young or old?
Young.
About what age?
25, 26.
What are you sensing happening around you?
Chaos, a lot of stuff. I gotta be in like a tent somewhere. Everything feels like canvas. I feel like I'm somewhere in a tent. I'm probably in some kind of medical thing.
Have you been injured?
I feel like it deals with my eyes. I have like a wrapping, that white medical cloth.
Drop down into that moment, into this sensation. As you slow down, you become more aware of what is happening around you. So what are you noticing about your surroundings?
I just feel like I'm in limbo. It's like I can't get past this space.
So again, we're going to freeze this time for a moment. And as I count to 3, we're going to move back to the time before something happened that brought you here. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me the first impression that you get.
It's just a white blankness. I can't see anything. It's so frustrating.
So I'd like you to just stay with that white blankness. I'd like you to imagine that whatever it is that has settled over you, with your permission, will begin to break down like dust particles, one by one, and just float out, being replaced by deeply healing light. And tell me what you're experiencing now.
My eyes won't let me see anything.
It's all right. You don't have to rely on your eyes, I told you. In fact, the less you're able to see with your eyes, the sharper your other senses become. Allow yourself not to rely on your eyes.
I keep seeing a man angry, so angry, but it might be me. I keep seeing the word betrayal. I'm so angry, so angry.
And just become a little bit more aware of what that betrayal is about.
Best friend.
And how did the best friend betray him?
Used him. Money. Lies. Selfish. Yeah, I'm a man.
What was done to you?
Some kind of betrayal.
Are you yelling at your friend?
I'm yelling, but I don't see the friend.
Is there someone with you?
Just a shadow.
So as I count to 3, you begin to experience the unfoldment of this story. You will get more and more details presented to you. 1, 2, and 3.
Gypsy, fortune, pact, some kind of pact, something forever. I want to get out of it. I don't know why I did that forever. Why did I do that?
Did you go to the gypsy?
Together.
With whom?
Best friend.
Was that friend male or female?
Male.
Why did you go to her?
Business proposition.
What was the business proposition?
Debts.
Who was the debt owed to? How long have you known this friend?
Lifetimes.
And in this life?
40. I don't get it.
40 years?
I think so.
And what is your relationship like?
It was close. It turned for the worse.
Did something happen?
Worst. He turned. Again, betrayal. I don't know why.
On the count of 3, you will see yourself in a significant event in that relationship. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what you're becoming aware of.
Just says blocked. Always blocked.
How does it say blocked?
In big letters. Can't get through.
Okay. Now let's return then to the gypsy. Are you able to experience that?
Red nails. Short nails.
Okay.
Thick fingers. You won't see.
Is she saying that?
Yeah.
You're simply going to become more and more aware of the conversation. There's nothing else you need to worry about. Tell me what you notice around you.
There's a brown horse in front of me. I can almost touch his face. I missed you. Good boy. I said it to the horse.
Are you inside or outside?
I think outside.
And is the gypsy there?
No, she's gone. It's like she's not on my side. She's against me. For him.
For your friend?
Yeah. It was a plan. Revenge. Jealousy.
So you're standing there with the horse. Are you heading somewhere?
No.
Did you just return from somewhere?
Military camp.
Are you a soldier?
I was.
Now just become aware if you have a family or anybody you're returning to.
I have a sister. I keep getting chills up and down my body constantly. Medic. It's just like pieces of a puzzle.
So on the count of 3, you're going to see yourself standing in front of the place where you live. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what you're getting.
Those black iron handrails when you walk up steps to this apartment building. I think it's still in England. I think it's London. 42, the number. One of those old-fashioned bells that rings loudly.
Is somebody waiting for you inside?
There's a housekeeper that greets. I missed her something. I'm a man.
Go ahead inside. Does she show you somewhere, or do you proceed on your own?
I can't tell. It's like fading.
So become aware of what you do during the day.
I'm older. I think I'm a business person. I feel like I have a hat. I have a cane. Not that I need a cane. I'm like middle-aged maybe. I have a suit.
Now become aware of the friend that you have.
Dead.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Do you have a family of your own?
No, bachelor.
Now on the count of 3, I'd like you to go back in time and see if you can find the last interaction you had with your friend, or the last thing you did together. 1, 2, and 3.
2 girls, kids, in the grass. They got dresses on. They must be 5 or 6.
What are you feeling?
I'm just sad.
Why?
I don't know what happened. I don't get it.
Just stay with that feeling. And just move forward in time to the most significant event in that life. 1, 2, and 3. What happens?
Marriage? Some kind of marriage? I don't know who's getting married. Or older. 20s. She said, "You promised me." What did I promise?
Ask her to remind you what the promise was.
We would be together. But it's not like that though. You have to live your life.
Together as a friend or as a lover?
That's what I don't understand. I don't know. For me, no. Just friends.
Are you planning to have your own family?
I want to.
Are you the one getting married?
She is, but forced, that's the word, forced. The right thing to do. Money, well off, better. I get words, just words. I'm alone. I'm gonna be alone. We were supposed to be together, but that's not for me though. I don't want that. But I promised something. I don't want that. Let go. I don't want it anymore. It's trapping me.
I want you to imagine that promise that was given, to whatever extent is appropriate. Be vent out through the center of your chest and through your forehead. Just allow that promise to evaporate.
I'm destroying everything. It's my fault.
What do you mean by that?
That's what I keep hearing. I'm destroying. It's my fault. Pain. I lied. I said, "Can't do this to me. It was supposed to be like this. But you promised me. You can't do this to me."
Is she saying that?
Yes. I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't. But she keeps saying that over and over.
That you destroyed everything?
Yeah. It's my fault. She said I'm gonna pay. Curse.
She will tell you now what you promised her.
If I tell you, you'll be free, she said. I don't want to tell you. I don't want you to be free. I want you to suffer.
Right now I want you to focus on my words. You are a sovereign being. No one in this universe has the right to have control over you. I want you to sense that power and gather it back and claim it back. And I want you to tell her that you claim your sovereignty. She has no control. It is not up to her. She will tell you what she has to say, and she will have no power over holding it from you.
Blood sisters? What? Shared blood, ritual, can't break eternal oath.
What was the oath?
Unite as one. Why would I do
Don't
this?
Don't worry about it. What was the oath? In fact, find yourself in that moment when that oath was made. How was blood shared?
Finger. Index.
You cut the finger?
Yeah.
Just tell me the first thing that comes to you.
A young girl's face. Long blonde hair, black bow, like halfway up.
Are you looking at that girl?
Yeah, I can see the face, but it's young. 5 maybe.
And I'd like you to look down at your own feet and tell me what you see wearing on your feet.
Black boots with the buckles.
And what are you wearing on your body?
White tights, that dress thing, sitting down in the grass.
And what do you see around you?
High grass, like a field. The wind is blowing. Yeah, very high grass.
How does it feel to be there right now?
Nice.
Who's this girl?
Friend.
What do you call her?
Mary?
What does she call you?
It feels weird to say because it's my mom's American name.
What's the name?
Jane.
And what are you doing on this day?
Just running in the grass.
Do you have adults with you?
No.
Are you close to where you live?
I think so. It reminds me of Poland, where my mom is from. It reminds me of that kind of a field.
Tell me what you're talking about.
Follow me. Come on, let's go. Over here. Look. See that?
So I'd like you to move forward in time to the next significant event in that life and perhaps in that relationship. 1, 2, and 3. And tell me what's happening.
I think we're in a room, teenagers sitting by a brown wooden old vanity in front of a mirror.
What are you doing?
I'm not sure.
Now become aware of whose house you're in.
Her mom's house. Her dad's traveling far away.
Does he travel a lot?
Yes.
And on the count of 3, I'd like you to see yourself standing in front of the place where you live. 1, 2, and 3. And tell me what you see.
A small house.
What does it look like on the outside?
White cement. I don't know if it's cement. White walls.
How big is the house?
It's small. It looks like 1 story.
Do you see anything that's next to it?
No, it's fading in and out.
That's all right. And go ahead and enter into the house.
Just feels really small, but busy, like people going in and out. I don't know if it's my family.
As you become aware of them, you'll be able to describe why they're there, or you'll just hear them talking.
It feels European. I feel like my mother's there, but I can't see her. I feel like she's sitting at the table, like in this kitchen area, but it feels like everything's just one big room. Like the whole house is just one big room, but it's divided into its sections. And I feel like my mom is doing something at the table in the kitchen.
Okay.
Something with food.
So who are all the people that are going in and out?
I think it's maybe like brothers, young boys.
Do you have a lot of siblings?
Feels like 3.
Just boys?
I think it's just boys. I'm the oldest, I think.
You're going to see yourself standing in front of the place where Mary lives, and tell me what you see.
I can't see it.
Okay. Return back to that image of being with her, and tell me what you're experiencing.
So I think we're teenagers again. I could see a wooden chest. I think we're laughing about something, opening the chest up.
What's in the chest?
This doesn't make sense, but it looks like green gemstones. Emeralds? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
What is Mary saying?
Look at this.
Are you in her house or in yours?
No, hers. It feels like an attic.
Does she have a bigger house?
I don't know.
What does her father do?
Officer?
In an army?
I think so.
And is your father alive?
I don't think so.
What happened to him?
I think he passed away.
From what?
Sickness?
What do you say about the contents of this chest?
It's very weird because it's a big giant chest, but at the same time inside it's empty, but the lining is black, almost like a black velvet. And then I just see these shiny green gemstones.
Are there many of them?
Like 4 or 5.
Mary will explain to you what she knows about them. What does she know?
They're her mother's. I see the words, "I'm at her mercy." I don't know what that means.
Is someone saying them?
Yes, she's saying, "You're at my mercy."
Mary saying that to you?
Yeah.
And how does she look when she says that?
Smiling.
I want you to ask her what she means by that, or you will just become aware.
She's in control of the situation. I'm powerless. It's so easy.
What is she controlling?
You'll never find out. It's too easy. You think you can solve this, but you can't.
So as you take your next breath, you're going to see a beautiful flash of light that begins to spread from your forehead all the way through your body until your entire body is filled with powerful light, to the point that the light is shining through you. So just become aware if there are other life experiences which limited your decisions and choices.
I'm in that tent again, laying down.
What are you experiencing?
I feel like my eyes are covered again. But then I'm back in a war scene, and then again I hear someone next to me say, "Get down." So it must have been an accident, or I got wounded. My eyes got injured. Can't see. Blind.
And do you still sense that you're in the tent?
Yeah.
And what kind of medical help do they give you?
Compresses on my eyes. It's okay. You'll be fine.
Are you injured anywhere else on your body?
Maybe my hand, but nothing really else.
And when they're changing your compress, can you talk to whoever is with you and get a sense of who it is?
Not really.
Are you aware of what's happening?
No, I'm just aware of being in the tent laying down.
And are you conscious at that point?
Yeah.
Are you able to speak?
Yeah.
So when somebody comes to help you, are you able to tell if it's a male or female?
I think it's female.
Is it like a nurse?
I think so.
Can you ask her something for me?
Yeah.
Can you ask her what day it is?
Tuesday?
And the date?
I don't think the date makes sense to me. 1941? That doesn't make sense. 1914? No.
Just ask her to tell you again the date.
1941.
What's the month?
January.
So how are you feeling as you're lying there?
I feel pretty calm.
As you move forward a little bit in time, become aware of what's happening to you and how you're feeling.
It looks like I just have a patch over one eye.
Which one?
Right.
Can you see well out of your left eye?
I think so. But I feel like I have a cane or a walking stick to help me. I feel like I do have a limp, like I need help walking. Maybe I did get injured more.
And where do you see yourself now?
I can't see where I am.
How long has it been since you got injured?
A few weeks.
And what's the next thing that's going to happen to you?
I think I'm going home.
So on the count of 3, you will see yourself arriving back to where you're sent. 1, 2, and 3. And tell me what you're experiencing.
I can't see anything right now.
Okay. What's the feeling that you get?
It's like everything's blurry.
Do you get a sense that you return home?
Yeah, I feel like I went home. I don't know where that is. I don't know where I'm from.
You see yourself right now standing in front of a place where you live or where you're returning to.
So it's that building again, I think in England, with the steps and the black iron rail. 42. I'm left to walk up the steps to go in. I'm being greeted at the door again by that woman. I think it's the housekeeper. I still have a cane. I'm not really limping. Because this is like I'm older.
Are you able to see out of both eyes?
I don't think I'm able to see out of the right eye.
And tell me what you do during the day.
Some kind of businessman, numbers, some type of accounting. Boring, very boring.
How do you feel about your life?
Boring.
Is that your choice?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know, something about being injured and just want peace. Want to be alone, quiet, calm, no problems.
Is this how you felt after you came back from the war?
I think so.
How did the war impact you other than the physical injuries? What did it do to you?
I just see it as so pointless, stupid. I just want to be away from everything. Just want to be alone. I just want peace and calm in my life.
Did you have peace in your life before the war?
Yes.
Was that injury the only one that you got?
Yes.
So I'd like you now to move to the last day of that life and tell me what you're experiencing.
Looks like I'm just alone in the bed. Very white sheets.
Are you in your home?
Yeah. It's very peaceful. It's like I don't even care.
And about how old are you?
80s.
So allow yourself to take one last breath and allow the spirit to lift out of the body. And as you lift out of the body, you begin to experience an expansion of your awareness and consciousness. The pieces of the puzzle begin to fall together and create a bigger picture that unveils in front of you. And I want you from a higher perspective to tell me what was the purpose that you set for that life.
To be alone.
Why did you want to experience that?
I keep seeing the word tragedy, loss. I see the word to be a witness of tragedy and loss, to experience my own loss, I guess my vision loss.
The witness of tragedy and loss, was that being in the war, or is it referring to something else?
Yes, to war.
Become aware of what happened in your life that constituted your own loss other than the vision.
It looks like I lost a friend.
Tell me about the friend.
He died early, and then I kind of wanted to be by myself.
How did he die?
Stroke.
How old was he?
50s.
So you were friends most of your life?
Yeah.
Become aware of anything significant that happened with this friend in your life.
Again, I'm seeing secrets and betrayal pop up.
Become more aware, or just tune in into the feeling of that. What age are you at that point?
40s.
So at that point you have returned from the war.
Mm-hmm.
Did your friend ever fight in the war?
Mm-mm.
And what does he do?
Business. Bank.
What do you call your friend?
Jerry?
On the count of 3, you're going to see yourself in a significant moment related to the secrets and betrayals. 1, 2, and 3. What are you experiencing?
I'm seeing large amounts of money. I think I'm saying, why didn't you tell me?
To Jerry?
Yeah.
Become aware of what he did or what happened.
Some kind of stealing, fixing numbers, but using me. Because I did numbers too.
Do you work together?
Separate. I don't work at a bank.
What is his job at the bank?
Loans, maybe.
Become aware of what he did using your name.
I just keep hearing fixing numbers to benefit him to steal.
Is it related to the loans?
It's a side business. Very sneaky.
And how is your name involved in this?
I keep seeing the word unaware. I'm unaware that I'm helping him steal money. It's like a betrayal. And I don't know that I'm doing it. I think I'm helping. So
The betrayal and the secrets, is that him betraying you?
with the sickness, I feel sorry for him. That's like the overall feeling. Like, I feel sorry for this person. Even in the other time period, I feel so sorry for this person. It's like, why am I so sorry? He was a good guy, he just got lost. Just feel sorry for him.
Do you feel any sense of responsibility for him?
No.
Do you feel that you owe anything to him?
No.
And so once you find out what he has done, what do you decide to do with your friendship?
He got sick, so I would just visit until he died. It's a shame.
What kind of damage did he cause you other than just a sense of betrayal? Was there any material damage?
I didn't care about material.
Did he cause any damage?
I'm not sure.
Whatever he was doing, that was benefiting him personally? And was it doing it at your expense, or are you feeling betrayal simply that you didn't expect a friend to behave like this? So he was not doing it at your expense?
No.
And become aware of how you learned about this. What happened that revealed it to you?
I found some kind of a glitch. I found something that didn't make sense in the numbers. I asked him about it. He told me. I said why. He needed money. There was some kind of debt.
So he was paying off his debt?
I think so.
So if you found something in the numbers, where did you find this? What were you checking?
Financial report, annual. Like he's seeing 7, 7.
So do you serve as some sort of financial consultant or accountant?
I'm some kind of an accountant.
And you do his papers, right?
I think so. I don't really understand the whole situation.
Allow yourself to rise up again to the soul level of awareness And as you look back at that entire life, was the betrayal contained within that financial mismanagement? Were there additional things that hurt you?
Just financial, because I didn't have a family, I didn't have kids. I was alone, so it was okay. There was no jealousy. There were no rivals in my life. I was alone.
Was he alone?
He was alone, and we were best friends.
Were you best friends from childhood or early years?
Early years, maybe. It's like I'm alone, so it's okay.
What does that mean?
It's like he's my friend, pretty much my only friend. So we're together in friendship, and there's no one else. I think if I had someone, it would be a problem for him.
In what way?
Maybe jealousy. I think it's coming back to a pact.
So what is his expectation of you?
It's the two of us. Just the two of us.
So nobody else can be part of it?
I think that's why it was okay. So I'm alone.
So allow those images to fade away now. I want the higher consciousness again to step forward. I ask the higher self now to break, eliminate, cancel, and dissolve any pact, promise, oath that does not serve the power of the soul, that limits its sovereignty in any way, that diminishes its journey and its freedom. The soul simply says no and breaks and stops every oath, every pact that does not serve it on its journey. Now tell me what you're experiencing right now.
Peace.
So I'm going to ask you to move back again with the guidance of your higher consciousness to the time, to the original moment when any unhealthy, limiting promises were made and accepted that stayed with you, affected your behaviors. And now you're traveling there with the knowing and understanding that you are now fully in control, that you can observe the events, but they have no more power over you. So as you find yourself at that source event, that moment when this journey of losing yourself to this binding promise begins, just tell me the first thing that comes to you.
Powerful, that's the word. I am powerful.
And what happens?
I gave it away to save a life. Is that right?
Become aware of what was happening to lead you to that decision.
It's like I'm blocked.
In your mind, think, demand that you go to the source of giving away your power. It is your right to know.
Again, I'm seeing index fingers and blood. I don't know where we are.
So is it Mary and Jane again?
I feel like it is.
What's happening?
It made me so weak. I had all this inner power and it just got stripped away from me. But why?
What was happening before you did that? Just become aware of anything that was happening that made you believe that this was the right step.
fighting, hitting, like she's being hit.
By whom?
Maybe her father? I don't want to make this up though.
I want you to see yourself being with her in any significant event in that lifetime, and tell me what comes to you.
We're holding hands. It's both hands with the fingers intertwined.
How old are you?
Small. Maybe 6. We're laughing.
Become aware of where you are.
Outside again.
Okay.
That's the happy place. In the field outside. That's happy.
So you're both happy when you're outside?
Yeah.
Are there times when you're not happy?
I think she's not happy at me when we're teenagers.
See yourself in her home when you're together in her house. How does it feel to be in her house?
It's okay. It's a little musty. Again, I'm seeing that wooden vanity. Feels like an attic. The wooden chest. Wooden floors.
Is her father home?
No, traveling.
How does she feel about her father?
Hate him.
Why?
Hurts me.
What does he do to her?
Hits me.
Have you seen him hit her?
No.
Why does he hit her?
He's angry. Angry man. Maybe drinks too.
What else does she tell you about her father?
She just says, leave me alone. She wants him to leave her alone.
What does he want from her?
He's just angry, and she's there.
How does he react when she tells him to leave her alone?
No, I don't think she tells him that. I think that's just how she feels.
What does she tell you about how she feels about her life or her father?
She just says that we can be together forever.
Is that what makes her feel safe?
Yeah.
And how do you feel about that?
I don't feel that way.
How do you feel?
Like she's my friend, but I don't want to feel trapped. I don't think I knew. I think the blood thing I thought was just a friend thing. Like very innocent.
So move now to the event when she does something to bind you to her. What does she want to accomplish?
I just keep seeing the word safe.
She wants to feel safe?
I think so.
And how does she believe she can accomplish that?
With me?
So you saving her from her father or potentially a husband in the future?
I don't even see a husband for her.
So just from her father?
I think so, and something about me protecting her.
Why does she feel that you can protect her?
I don't know.
Are you stronger than her?
Yeah.
In what way?
Inner, but it's like there's something more.
What do you have that she doesn't have?
Power.
Does she just feel disempowered when she's with her father? Or is there some other power that she senses in you?
Yes and yes.
Tell me how you understand it. What does she sense in you?
I have a good home. I'm safe. She wants what I have.
She's jealous.
Envious. She just wants everything. She wants everything to be different. I feel like I owe it to her, but I don't.
And become aware of why you feel that you owe it to her. And I'm going to turn a magical light on right now, and that light will begin to illuminate a deeper level of understanding of the situation.
I can't see it.
And just become aware of how you feel about her. At that time when you understand that she just wants everything different and she's envious of what you have, how do you feel about her? What do you sense?
Like I'm more in the relationship because I feel bad than because I really want to be her friend.
And so as I count to 3, you're now going to move to that time when the blood oath is suggested. You will see who suggests this and how it is presented. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me the first thing that comes to you.
It's like a white curtain in front of me, but I can't see past.
So I want you to really focus on the center of your chest. Imagine a beautiful crystal floating in the center of it. When your soul begins to align more with you, it begins to shine its light through that crystal. Through this crystal, you begin to hear your heart speaking. And as you hear your heart speaking, you hear your soul. And the more you connect with your soul, the more you step into your soul power, understanding that any decisions, promises, contracts that were made within any individual life are breakable. They do not hold any eternal power or control over you. You might have believed that. You might have accepted that idea at some point because you were young, and when it was presented to you, you completely accepted the authority of the information over you. But now there is a higher authority. And as you feel your heart vibrating at a more powerful, higher level, you're simply beginning to remember who you truly are. There was so much fear that you were under someone's spell that was holding you back. And now you may begin to experience that it is the power of our own beliefs that create our own reality. And as you begin to realize that the little girl that accepted that belief simply did not know any better, and you're not that little girl anymore. You're not living that story anymore. And so aligning yourself more and more with your soul's power, you simply declare within your mind that you are claiming your power back. And any promise or contract that no longer serves you, no matter how sacred you held it at the time, is now dissolved. I want you to imagine a sacred fire that burns in front of you or around you. I want you to imagine that you're throwing into that sacred burning fire any contracts, oaths, promises that were made by you throughout your lifetimes, but that you now consider to be unhelpful to you as a soul. And as you throw them into that sacred fire, their energy is burnt up and transmuted, and they lose their power over you, just like magic. And so I want you to sense all that energy, all that power that is released from all of those contracts, purified, and then flown back into you. As you're simply collecting what is yours, what belongs to you. And imagine now that if there are any curtains in front of you, you simply push them aside because it is your decision whether to have curtains in front of you. And just to become aware of this little girl that feels so disempowered and so envious of someone else. What does she decide to do to keep herself safe?
Attach to me and follow me.
How does she plan to do that?
Curse.
Where did she learn about this curse?
Gypsy.
Where did she see the gypsy?
Found her.
How old is she at that point?
16, 17.
How are things in her home with her father?
Bad.
Is he still hitting her?
Something about staying hidden. She's staying hidden.
From him?
I think so.
Because she wants to avoid him?
Yeah.
So when she comes to the gypsy, what does she ask? You will hear her speaking.
I want what my friend has.
What does the gypsy answer?
You need to make an agreement. Blood. Something has to stay secret. Only tell her this much. Make it seem urgent. It's the only way.
What is the girl expecting and what is the gypsy promising will happen?
I think the gypsy said it's dangerous. I don't care. I want it. I keep seeing a circle, like this is a circle. This will go around and around and around.
As in repeating or binding?
I think both, like give and take.
What is it that the girl hoping to accomplish?
To have a happy life, free.
Does she understand, or does Gypsy tell her that it may in some way hurt you?
It's like that doesn't even come into the picture.
So it's not discussed?
She just says it's dangerous.
Dangerous for whom?
It's just like a dangerous thing to do.
Is there any discussion at all of the impact it will have on both of you?
Only we can end it. There's nothing more she can do after that. It would have to be worked out between us. But I don't know this information. Oh, like sisters. It's like being sisters. That's what she said. Let's be sisters. Let's be family. We're sisters.
That's how she presents it to you?
I think so.
Just become aware of what she does.
I think we're in that field again in the grass. And somehow we do the index finger cut. I don't know how though. Is it a needle? It's the index finger. And then both of them together. Blood sisters.
Does she say anything or do anything? You will become aware now of the things she did, even if in that moment you did not notice them.
Let's make a promise to always be blood sisters, no matter what. That.
You taste the blood?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you suck it from your index finger?
I think so.
Is there anything else that's done?
I can't see anything else.
And how do you feel when that's over?
I
just thought it was like for fun, you know. I didn't see anything in it.
So I'd like you now to freeze time. Just see those two figures in the field. And I want you to sense that you begin to rise above that timeline. And as you rise higher and higher, you begin to see time as a spiral, so that the spiral goes from the ground up, and you're looking at it from the top, so that the whole spiral is within your field of vision. And when you see things moving in one direction, you assume they're moving forward towards the future. And when you see them moving in a different direction, you know they're moving towards the past. Now you notice this event where the two girls are making that blood oath. And you see that event on the spiral. Now I want to ask you if at this point you're ready to break the blood oath that you made without your knowing at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want you to begin to play this movie that you froze backwards. And so you're going to see things just moving backwards on the spiral until you move it to the time before you cut your fingers. And when you move to that moment before you cut your fingers, you will see her asking you to become blood sisters. And you're not sure why maybe in that moment, but when she asks that, you say, no, let's just go do something else. And feel good about it. Feel comfortable with it. And she may feel hurt, upset, but there's some inner knowing within you that says, no, this is not the right thing to do. Now as you look at that timeline, things begin moving forward. You now begin to see different images. You may not see the details, but it just begins to unfold in a different manner. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
You can adjust experiences. You can shift realities within the eternal now moment. You have that power. You are a sovereign being that can take the power back. And you have now eliminated that contract that you were tricked into, that no one that truly wants to be your family would ever put you through, because that's not how family acts. And you can feel compassion for the girl who had such a negative experience of family and who felt that she needed to save herself by tricking someone that she loved into energetic bondage. As she's traveling on her own journey, she will find the healing when she's ready for it. But one thing she will need to learn is that you do not gain love and safety by overpowering someone else. I want you to see Jerry in London, one that also continued to trick you. And once again, you can feel compassion. But feeling compassion for someone is different from feeling obligated to someone. Do you understand the difference?
Mm-hmm.
So what is your sense right now? What is the connection between you and that soul?
So I was giving her a hug and saying, we can be family anyways. Like, you don't need the blood thing or anything.
What is her reaction?
I think it's a mixture of sad and happy.
As you move forward on that spiral of time, I want you to get a sense of whether that oath has been reversed and dissolved.
I don't know.
Okay. So just allow all of those images to fade away. I'm going to call once again on the higher consciousness to come forward so that we can ask it some questions and understand the connections between the events and their impact on her current life. So may I ask you some questions now?
Mm-hmm.
Could you please explain the full impact of that blood oath that was made in one lifetime and then followed up in another lifetime?
It created blockages and walls. It created low self-esteem. It created self-doubt, lack of trust, depression.
How was the original oath supposed to work, I suppose? How was it supposed to benefit Mary and impact Jane?
It wasn't a benefit. It's not real, it's an illusion. Giving away the power and allowing it to happen, it's just an illusion. And as quick as it could come, it can go.
Why was it so powerful for that girl in that life?
Belief.
Now, does she have a shift in her beliefs about this?
Yes.
So she understands that it can go just like that right now.
Yes, understands, but not fully feels.
And what needs to happen for her to feel it?
More trust in herself.
So what is the first thing that will give her an indication that it's working and she is regaining her power?
Defending her own honor, not afraid to defend her honor.
Will there be an opportunity for that?
Always happens, and she doesn't do it, and then she regrets it, and then she's angry at herself. She didn't defend herself.
Is this inability to defend herself a direct outcome of the blood oath?
One of many layers of belief systems.
Belief that she's not powerful enough?
Yes.
Okay. So I want you to really strengthen your presence within Marian right now. I know that she can feel you through her heart, but you may vibrate throughout her body or even around it so that she can begin to feel your presence. Because it's by connecting with you she's going to know her true power. So Marian, what are you experiencing now?
It's so easy and I make it so hard. It's too easy.
What is easy?
The solution to believe, to trust, it's so easy, but I feel like it's this complicated math equation that I can never solve. But it's not. It's not complicated at all. It's so easy.
That's right. And it's the belief that what Mary did gave her absolute power over you. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
And the minute that you said, I am taking my power back, she lost any control over you. Because the power has always and will always be within you. Now I want you to imagine one of those times when you feel like you need to defend yourself. And in those moments, what do you feel that is being attacked?
I'm embarrassed and ashamed to be myself.
I want the higher self to step forward and begin to change the perception on that event. It's almost like you're looking into a kaleidoscope and the pictures begin to change. I want the higher consciousness to shift the picture of that event so that you see a new you. And what is it that you see now?
I'm more confident. I am enough. I am worthy. It's just a human experience.
Please tell me that there are other lives where that idea of unworthiness was developed. Because it seems like it may not have come from this blood oath.
She had experiences with men this life. When she was younger, the man in front of everyone said that she was not worthy, that she was almost stupid, but she was only trying to help, and he shamed her.
Want the higher consciousness to show Marian why was that button pushed for her? What was the importance of that event? Why did it occur?
To stand up for herself.
Has she been experiencing in multiple lives this inability to own her power?
I keep hearing this lifetime. This lifetime.
So take her then to the source of disempowerment and inferiority within this lifetime.
I think it's my father. He doesn't understand compassion, and ever since I was young, these expectations that he has, and sometimes the way he talks, it's just made me feel so low and not good enough. But it's not that he didn't love me. It's not that he's not proud of me, but he could just really, really, really hurt my feelings.
So I'd like to ask the higher consciousness to take Marian to meet her soul family. And the soul that will approach her first is the soul of her father right now. And what is that experience like?
I don't see anything. I just feel very sad.
You will begin to experience soul communication directly from the soul that is playing the role of your father. I'm asking the higher consciousness to facilitate it if it's appropriate.
I'm always so concerned about making my dad proud. And whenever I can't, I feel so low. Like I always need his okay.
Now I wonder if in a way that gives you a sensation of that binding circle that is ongoing. In order to receive an approval, there needs to be something given back. That is feeding both within this binding circle. But in the end, it is unbalancing and disempowering. Now I'm wondering if you are ready to look at that binding relationship. Because it seems that you allow yourself to step into these circles just like you did with Mary, just like you did with Jerry, where you feel that you owe something to the other party and you take on their energy and you begin to carry it for them. And in the process, you let go of your own power. Now is it time to let go of that pattern?
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to remember how easy it is, just poof and it's gone. As I turn on this magical light right now, it's going to be highlighted. Just like a spider web that you couldn't see before, now all of these connections light up. I need you to sense this pattern energetically around you.
I feel like I can sense it.
Good. Now I want you to choose an instrument you will use to disconnect and destroy this pattern. Disconnecting these patterns is not going to harm anyone else. It will simply empower everyone involved to travel on their own journey and to learn their own lessons without harming anyone else. Pick the tool of your choice
I choose a lightsaber from Star Wars.
Excellent choice. And then begin to disconnect, destroy this energetic network. As you're destroying this network, you're going to bring a powerful white light, and you're going to flood the area around you. So wherever those pattern connections are being destroyed, white light comes in and clears, cleans, and heals that area. And what are you experiencing now?
I'm sitting in the middle of a white orb. I cleaned everything out. I cut everything. Now I'm just sitting in meditation mode in the middle, in peace.
So does it feel different now?
Feels good.
Excellent. Now I wonder if I can disturb your meditation as you stand up. I want you to get a sense, if you stand up, if there's a different feeling, different sense of power that you can sense now within yourself.
I think so.
Okay. That will continue to integrate within you. And you will find yourself seeing yourself differently, perceiving your relationship to others differently. The circles are broken now. The binds are broken. And you will begin to experience that sense of inner power that surges forward and begins to express itself through you. At this moment, I'd like you to allow all of those images to fade into the background. I'm asking the higher consciousness to recede to where it belongs, with our thanks for the help that it has given us today.